Greetings, salutations, good day and hi, and welcome once again to early morning coverage of IndieCar's 8th series. So for today we have two road courses and an oval speedway showdown on tap for today. We are going to Thunderhill Raceway Park, somewhere close to Sacramento, California. And then we're going to be traveling across the Pacific for two races in Asia. First, the Mobility Resort Motegi for the aforementioned oval speedway race. And then we travel to South Korea for a road course race at Ansan Speedway. Let's have a look at the points. As you can see, the two most recent champions of IndyCar currently have the top two spots after 3 rounds, with Moriko Kyoho, Series 6 champion, leading with 126 points. 2 podiums in 2 races, which includes her very first IndyCar win, actually, at Akron in round 1. Yes, that's right, Moriko won the 6th series, if you haven't heard, without having won a single race, only getting a couple second-place finishes, and that's it. The defending champion, Dallara, also doing quite well in the new UAK-18s with a win at Milwaukee, and she sits 70 points, minus 24 points, 24 points behind Kyoho. The 70 points are from winning at Milwaukee, excuse me. Third, Chibidoki, with her race win at Lime Rock Park, putting her up there. Fourth, Mirai Akari. Fifth, the returning IndyCar roster member Mochizuki Himari. That's your top 5. Actually, Vienna's 5th and Mochizuki Himari is 6th. Excuse me, I just noticed, because Vienna has the second place finish at Lime Rock Park and whatever. So only one driver is yet to score points. That's Suzuki Hina. Void in round 1 early on. Did not qualify round 2, absent from qualifying round 3. But it's still early on. We still got 9 more rounds to go. We're just going to see how everyone fares in these next few rounds as we open up the game. Okay, round 4 is staged at Thunderhill Raceway Park, a few miles west of Willows, California, in the Sacramento Valley, home of the 25 Hours of Thunderhill, held annually during the first weekend in December. Now, this iteration of the track and rFactor has a short course and a long course. We're going to be using the long course. This will be a 13-lap race, and rehearsals on this track were a bit shaky. I noticed in the testing that tends to crash, but in race weekend mode, it seems to be all right. Yeah, we'll see how rFactor holds up here on this 3-mile track, and remember, races gotta complete at least 50% of the full race distance in order for the result to be official. So 7 laps complete, then the race will be official at that point. So, another counterclockwise circuit. So we practiced the preview laps, no crashing. So, expect perhaps a crash while we try to preview the track here during this qualifying session with good old Mirai Akari. Annoyingly, no map layout currently, so I'll have no freaking clue where this car is trying to go. But I should tell you, it's obviously a road course. That's the default car design being used here. Okay, you go left, right, left, right, left, right. Now there's this elevation where expect to see a whole lot of challenges. Slightly narrow roads. Nothing but runoff area, so if you go wide, then wide you'll go. You go up the hill and then down, and then a few more turns. Lefts, rights. Follow the track if you can. Don't take the shortcut over there, otherwise that would be mighty unsporting of you. Another hill. This is a golden field in the Golden States. The grass is gold as thunder here at Thunderhill Raceway Park. A few more turns. Careful about your speed there. Maybe slippery. And hooray! You've completed a lap. Alright. Let's see which 30 cars will qualify for this race. Oh, unfortunately, we won't get to see Delutaya this time. That's the previous race winner's curse again. Delutaya won at round 3 at Milwaukee, and she fails to qualify for this race. Oh, can you believe it? You hate to see it. So, Chimidoki, Bao, Delutaya, Uno, Kagramea. Oh my goodness, and Kagramea is supposed to be good at road courses. They miss out on the cut in the top 30 for this round. At pole, we have Annie. And starting right beside is the current points leader, Bat at vTuber Racing, Moriko. Next is Lumi and Shy Lily. Series 5 champion Nacho, Ludo Lion, Yum, Koopa, Snuffy, Nemu, Vienna, Kiki, Tanaka Hime, Tomo, Mirai Akari, Ui, Healthy, Nana, Hina, still looking for her first points to series, Hinata and Milky, Mikami Tenten and Catania, By the by, it was 1010's birthday a couple days ago, so very happy birthday to her. After Catania, we have Soyapoya, Anzu, and Fallen Shadow. And then Kotone, Nekorin, and Natsume. So the grid is real in for 13 laps. We have the music all set to go. We're going to let everyone know that this racing is about to begin. So round 4, Thunderhill. 13 laps, the second road course race of this series. Music is up. Off we go. Do 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 do. Oh good, I didn't start the that's the car. Anyway, this formation lap will take like 5 minutes to complete, so we'll just fast forward here. Oh, these cars will catch up. 19 and so on will catch up. So, whatever. And they are catching up anyway, luckily. Alright, we do rolling starts in IndieCar. Because that's how it's supposed to be done. Anyway, safety car is going nowhere for some reason. But we should be set to begin here. Well, careful, safety car. Where in the world are you going? Round 4, Thunderhill Raceway Park at Willows, California. Green flag! Off we go! Luckily, the graphics did pop up. Now, can we actually see if this program will hold for all 13 laps? Let's find out. Good start by Moriko. And he's just behind, and vTuber hung on at third as we scan throughout all these cars, making sure they're all driving nice as they transfer from double file to single file and go up this hill. Ah, there's a side pod. There's another side pod. That side pod has certainly seen better days. Whoa, careful there. And he's driving in the Honda. Don't forget Honda for Annie. And I mistakenly called Loki's Queen a Chevy. No, she's actually driving a Honda as well. Well, I don't think went wide. Speaking of Milky, well, she's part of a fair few drivers who do not have a front wing. Oh my goodness. Kagra Nana without a rear wing. That's gonna put her in the pit lane for a wee bit. Bumping between Annie and Moriko with Lumia watching close by. Annie will be third, right behind Lumi, who's right behind Moriko, who leads after this one lap. Cooper Fortuna is fourth, and Nacho Neko is in the top 5. Soya Poya, Hinamoyanzu, Kagra Nana, Amano Pekka, Milky, Queen Girl, DM, Tanaka Hime, pitting. Those are still out. Oof, Shy Lily. Having trouble swimming without her, her tail. Of course you can't swim without a rear tail fin, as Lumia almost got overtaken by Annie. Moriko Kyoho leads by 1.925 seconds. Up this hill, and these cars going down. Brake use is probably a must as Vienna spins. Oh, thank goodness she avoided a 10-10. Neko Kamiyama, man, couldn't handle that hill as he either. Many such cases of missing side pods. Anyway, if you're following along with Fallen Shadow, she's mid-pack. Kiki in the top 10. Oh my goodness. A bit of a tag between Kiki and Nacho Neko. And consequently, Nacho will have to pit, along with Koopa. Top 3 relatively unchanged. Kyoho's lead 4.14. So Snuffy moves up to P4. Nakamiya Hinata a distant 5th, behind Snuffy and the others. Very good start by Moriko. Oh, but Snuffy, look at her go. Oh, good attempt. Let's see if she can stick. Trying to find the inside. Does. Snuffy goes to P3. And Nana is lagging terribly behind. Now this is a road race, so you gotta complete 90%, at least 90% of the race distance in full laps, so classification is granted after 12 laps completed. You don't have to reach the checkered flag at the end. You just gotta complete this just 12 laps. And you're good to go. Ah! Careful, Annie. So I guess Shylily will have to pit. She does. For obvious reasons. Moriko, already with a race win at Akron, seems to prefer the ovals, but she's doing quite well on a road course. Trying to find some road course experience, and she's doing quite well here. So through 3, 10 to go. Look who's in the top 5 out of nowhere! It's the adorable 1010. With Nakamiya Hinata not too far behind. Down the hill. Oh, here comes Hinata. Oh, a bit of a mistake by 1010. At the top of the hill. That will allow Hinata to improve a spot. Now the 2 hills here. That's where crazy stuff might happen. That's where much of the action would take place on this track. Four laps completed without issue. As we have a nice view of the front stretch in pit lane. Hanamori Healthy is 1 lap down. Shylily still barely within the lead lap, but that extended time in pit lane from the loss of her tailpin probably affected her race quite a lot. And Vienna stopping at pit lane herself. Moriko. Up the hill. Oh, careful, Lumi. Luckily there's no one immediately behind her. Fallen Shadow in P7 currently. But for all you Kiyomi Pyeon followers, she's at 14th mid-pack. We're through 5. Kyoho has led basically the whole race since the start. A good jump and hasn't looked back since. Annie has recovered a bit, regains P3 from Snuppy. No one out of the race yet. Ah, look at that Natsume. Now she's one lap down. Pikami one lap down. 3 drivers one lap down, and we might have another one. As Shigure Ui cannot handle the pressure, and her rear wing goes flying off at some point. And by the by, we're just using the red alternate softer tires since they're more grippy. They're supposed to be more grippy than the default Blackwall Firestone tires. That's what we use in road course and street course races. Those red tires. And it's fine because the races are supposed to be 25-minute long races anyway. Anyway, after this lap, this race will be official. And this rFactor program has been holding up pretty darn well. Vienna goes wide. The lightest of T-bone taps to Nectarine. Be very careful, you two. Man, this mod can easily have side pods pop up easily. 5.019. Around this turn. Whoa, careful there. Oh, Annie, unfortunately, that's gonna hurt her chances at a race win. Look at the replay. Snuffy from behind. Many such cases of front wing, rear wing contacts. And without a rear wing, then there goes your race. And there goes Annie's race, I'm afraid. She's going to have a extended time in pit lane as you see Nemu having trouble with herself. Having trouble trying to find her way back on the track, and whatever happened to reverse gear? Careful! There's mannequins standing there. Oh, man. Moriko Lumi and Nekamiya Hinata are your top 3. Fallen Shadow seems to prefer the road course races. She's doing pretty darn well at 4th, and Ori 1010 is 5th, and oh yes, the race is official, because we're through 7. And now 22 cars remain in the lead lap, and Shy Lily slips for a wee bit. And Shy Lily. Whoa, dangerous. Look at that! Hinata, P2, Fallen Shadow, P3. Oh, a mistake by Hinata. Fallen Shadow moves up to P2. but she's still way behind the Bat at racing on an open wheel UAK-18 car. And 1010 finds her way into a podium spot for the time being. Lumi is pitting. Hinata has to pit as well. Kyoho's lead 12.854. It was 14 seconds at one point, but I think the others are starting to catch up some way. Lumi's losing a whole mess of positions. Unfortunately, that attempt to pit lane and stuff ended up being all for naught for Nemu. She will not score. Moriko, a massive lead. Tomo and Tenten going at each other again. Two prominent IndieCar veterans, having competed in all series so far. Tomo out of nowhere, making her way up to P3. Meanwhile, Kyoho with less than 4 laps to go. Or perhaps watch out for the time limits. 25-minute time limits. Moriko, Shadow, Tomo, Tenten, and Koopa. Your top 5. Yomi Pyeonpyeon 6th, if you're following along with her. Moriko driving on her Chevrolet. She's been lucky enough to avoid a few disasters here. Kyoho smart enough to let Pikami pass her by. Ten down, 3 to go. Oh, careful, there's lapped traffic in the way. How will Moriko handle the traffic? She's just maintaining a constant speed. 10.813. The gap between Moriko and Shadow. Kyoho has been doing pretty darn well still. Still 2.5 laps to go, though. And careful about the top of the hill. Luckily, it's clear. Looks like Shadow is slowly trying to catch up to Moriko. Wow! 5.435 all of a sudden. Shadow trying to show speed, speed, speed. Look at that, a 10-second gap, roughly, between Shadow and Tomo. And here we go. Two to go for Kyoho. Vying for a second win this series, early on this series. Second win in the 4 races this series. That would be an absurdly crazy start, and it would be a third podium in 4 races too. Hell, let's make that 4 podiums in 5 races, going back to the last race of Series 7. You just gotta watch out for Fallen Shadow, though. Fallen Shadow, look at that. Sees a Moriko in sight. Shadow trying to show speed. Oh, that's not gonna do her very well here. A bit of a slippy slidey. The Shadow is still trying to catch up here. Battle between 2 Chevy cars. Mistake by Kyoho! Oh my goodness. And now Shadow is on the move. She's just behind Kyoho. This is going to be a close finish. White flag is up. 1 to go. And Fallen Shadow tries to make a jump. Looks like we have a new race leader. That is the rookie. Look at that. Fallen Shadow was like 14 seconds down, and she speeded her way into the lead. Fallen Shadow, from a start of 27th, finds herself leading this race all of a sudden. We're halfway through this final lap. Fallen Shadow seems to have found her niche in these road courses. Oh man, this is big. I don't think Kyoho will be able to catch up to Fallen unless Fallen makes a big mistake. The last few turns in sight. And on to the last couple turns. No problem for Fallen Shadow. It's IndieCar rookie magic once again. Fallen Shadow is your winner here at Thunderhill Raceway Park. Congratulations to Fallen Shadow. She is an IndieCar race winner for the first time. Moriko, that's 4 out of 5, 4 out of the last 5 races in which she finishes on the podium. Look at that, she has a first, a third, and now a second this series. She's lucky enough to finish second here. Hikasa Tomoshika rounds out the podium in third, and 1010 will finish in the top 5, just ahead of Kiki. So Fallen Shadow, Kyoho, Tomo, your top 3. This one guy gotta post this screen cap for later. Whatchamacallit. And yeah, it's all good. It's all good. This race is all good as the cars, last few cars cross the start finish. Fallen Shadow An IndyCar race winner. What a results! What a results! We're just waiting for the last few drivers to finish, and then we can just move on from here. And thankfully, we survived a whole race without the program crashing. Man, Vienna, why do you gotta park just shy of the start-finish checkpoint? We don't even have all day. Winning time 22:31.208. Anyway, just for documentary purposes. Not Show gets on the points, so we'll have 29 of the 30 starters finishing here. Waiting for Nakamiya Hinata to cross the start finish, and this race is over. Okay. All right. So that's a race, you gotta call it. Rookie magic in IndyCar once more as the lone rookie of the series gets on the top step of the podium. Shadow, congratulations, that's the 70 points for her. Followed by Moriko, Tomo, 10-10. A top 5 finish, very good. Kiki, Koopa, Akari, Milky, Nekorine, DM, Kotone, Nana, Annie, Lumi, Rurudo, Snuffy, Soy, Poya, and Vienna, Hinata, Hime, and Natsume, Bigami, Katanya, Shy Lily, Suzuki Hina finally gets her first points of the series, and thus everyone's on the board now, thankfully. Her first point of the series since 25th is a mere whopper of 1 point. Anzu, Ui, Healthy, and Nacho. Score, Nimu, I'm afraid doesn't score. Let's lock in the points. What's the points file? Looks good. All looks good. And Annie finishes where she does. A mere 13th. So let's give her 1 bonus point. And that's second place for Moriko Kyoho extends her overall lead to 176 points, 66 ahead of the next highest, which is, of course, the Fallen Shadow. Third, Hikasa Tomoshika. Fourth, Minayakari. Fifth, Delutaya. So, Moriko 176, Fallen Shadow 110, Tomo 106, Minayakari 104, Delutaya 102. And we have 2 drivers tied for a single point in Hina and Uno. So yeah. Moriko, of course, leads the Oval classification. Fallen Shadow leads the Road and Street classification, even though I don't think there's any street races this series. Anywho, I want to I'm gonna try to see people's reaction to Fallen Shadow winning a race. So, let's let the Thread Boys know about this race win for Shadow. I don't know if she's in one global or the other. I'll just post a random one and see how it is. Alright, and alright, so let's move on here. Let's move on here. We're gonna go to Mobility Resort Motegi, which seems to be a popular location on this channel. It's 1.5 something mile circuit. We're gonna race 42 laps because that's the answer to life, the universe, and everything. And it's an egg-shaped oval, not unlike Darlington and Gateway, except the banking is relatively flatter. Turns 3 and 4 tighter than turns 1 and 2. Of course, you all know this location as being the site of Danica Patrick's only race win. Let's see what magic will be on this course as we make our return to the Motegi Speedway. There we are. The Motegi Speedway. Now the formerly named Twin Ring Motegi has two completely different layouts: a road course and a speedway oval. We're going to race on the oval this time for the 42 laps. I'm going to follow along with Nacho Neko. Have a nice look at this circuit. Banking only a relatively flat 10 degrees on the turns. Using the Super Speedway kits, although the racing seems to be relatively slower than other speedways, probably because of the flat banking. Flat-ish banking, I should say. And one more lap for good measure. Just to let everyone have a good feel of the circuits. And the tighter turns 3 and 4. And Bob's your uncle. That's a couple laps at Motegi. Let's see who qualifies, I guess. And I'm afraid we'll have to call these results valid. Once again, Maya fails to qualify. You just hate to see it. Anzu misses the cut. Milky especially, that's gotta hurt for her. Lumi and Koopa, they messed out in the cut for this race. And Fallen Shadow isn't even in the starting roster for this race, annoyingly enough. Again with the previous race winner's curse. Again with Shadow's refusal to race on an oval. Much like Nene Amano production Kawaii having trouble with oval races in Season 1 of Corpo Car. Neko will start off at pole, followed by Nacho Neko and Neko. Sounds like the name of a law firm. Don't ask me why I just said that. Hinata and Bao, your second row. Dalu and Kotone. And that's your Firestone Fast 6. Next we have Uno, Shy Lily, and Catania. Soya, Nana, and Hime. Hino, Lily, and Healthy. Tomo, Hudo, and DM. Vienna, Chibidoki, and Ayami. Ui, Sarway, and Pikami. Nimu, Tenten, and Moriko. And finally, Kiki, Hamari, and Nina. So we're set to go for these 42 laps, and the grid all looks good. Let's let everyone know that we're going to start here. Turns out I let the wrong thread know about Shadow's win, and I have to wait a few seconds before I post, and then we'll be set to begin. We have a few seconds to scan here, just to make sure all the cars look good, and then we'll be set to go with the racing. Remember, this is This is a 42-lap race. A few more seconds, and then we can load in the music, and we'll get set to race. Alright. Alright, here we go. Sorry to keep you waiting. We're finally gonna begin round 5, I guess. This is round 5 of 12. Alright, this is the third oval of this series, led by Nakarina at the start, Nacho Neko starting alongside, and then row 2, Hinatan Bao, row 3, Delu and Kotone. Man, Delu certainly loves her oval races. Can she get to another oval win? Looks possible with her third row starts. Let's have a nice look at Neko Kamiyama's car. Safety car will be pulling in. We're just doing a full base lap, and then we'll be set to go. Okie dokie! Round 5 at Mobility Resort Motegi for these 42 laps. And there they go, 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 go! Very good start by the Series 5 champion as they make our way around turn 1 on to turn 2. Very good start by Delu. See, I told you we'd expect something like that. Oh no! An early disaster for Himari and another driver. What the hell just happened here? Oh! Himari and Ayami. Oh, Tenten as well. Several cars hurt early on, and of course, Delutaya has a lap lead early on. Nacho Neko second, and Hinata's third, I suppose. Already some real shit going on here. And look at that. We have ourselves some Onyo moments on tap. The camera doesn't seem to know what's going. Oh, look at this. Welcome to the Onyo round as cars make a mess in the backstretch. This race wasn't as messy the last time IndieCar raced on this circuit. And yes, many cars are having to stop at pit lane, and how in the world does Ayami Sensei still have all 4 wheels despite the tumbling and twisting and what have you not? Miraculously, Delutaya is still barely within it, but she is pitting, I guess. So I guess Shy Lily will have a lead? Careful! Okay, Soy Poya is back in the pits. Welcome to IndieCar, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know what's going on here. Thankfully, Tenten is still alive, but look at that. Only 5 cars are within the lead lap. And luckily, we have 80% race distance here as Kotone does a slippy slidey. And yeah, Shy Lily now has no rear wing. How is it that a super speedway race is messier than a short oval race? Bao's car is still on the track. Come on. Where's the racing here? And what might as well be a bit of a miracle, Dalu moves to the top. But the BS still isn't over here, as we still have cars having trouble with themselves, and Kiki is in the void. Yeah. And why haven't they taken out Bao's car yet? 10-10 still racing. Thankfully. Man, what kind of blessing is the IndieCar gods, the rFactor gods, giving Delu here? Things seem to have stabilized after this early mess in this race, and here she is with a whopper of a lead 11.7 ahead of Watagashi Uno and Tenjin Katone at P3. And this is supposed to be a 42-lap race, slightly longer than the 40-lap race in IndieCar in Series 2 or 3. I don't fucking know when. The last time the Indies raced on the oval. Ten in 10th. Don't you just love to see it? So I guess Delu's gotta repeat this whole racing process for another 32 laps, and then Bob's your uncle. Man, why does Tenten's rear wing seem worse off of the wear this time? And her front wing, and I don't even know anymore. But everything seems to have stabilized in some fashion, as Rudo jumps to P3 with, of course, the lack of a side pod. Here comes Tenjin Katone trying to quickly catch up to Rudo. And does. Back to third. And now she's got to try and pass Nina Saltome before trying to go after Uno. While Delu continues to go around in circles. Doesn't matter the shape of the oval, whether it be tri-oval or actual triangle, or tri-oval, or symmetrical oval, or egg. Delu seems to enjoy her oval races. And yes, Katone makes the pass against Uno to move up to second. But Uno quickly rubber bands her way back to where she was a couple moments ago. Careful about the lapped cars. Welcome to the Delutaya show. It's 42 laps of, well, hopefully 42 if she makes it that far. 42 laps of her going around and around and around and having a big advantage over everyone on her niche in oval racing. Uno using the slipstream routes just behind Tomo. Wait for a moment to strike, but also trying to watch out for Tenjin Kotone. Man, Delutaya, she is just too good at racing. Nimu's still stuck, Kiki's still in the void, Saraway's still stuck, and I'm surprised that the number of accidents is that low. I thought it would be a bit larger than this, but blep. And surprise, surprise, Delu leads another lap. Uno still second. Tenjin Kotone still a distant third. What's the interval? 8.3. It's okay, I guess. And these are the only 4 in the lead lap. Boy, I can't wait to see how the points will be shaken up after this one. Alright, we're going to be official after this lap. Somehow, Maruto managed to make her way to 3, passing Kotone. And yes, it's official now. We're past halfway point. Really fast racing. Almost at 200 miles per hour. Well, you see Kotone reached the 200 mile point just before the turn 1. Major concern is how it will be when it comes to fuel. There's still a lot of racing left. There's certainly a whole lot of action with these cars, besides Delutaya up at front. Ten still lucky enough to still be on the track, I guess. So looks like everything has well stabilized since the Onyo in the early laps. Did I just see Nana having a bit of a slippy? Oh, whatever. No change to the top two. Maybe maybe the occasional change between 3 and 4, but that's just basically it. Ten to 6th briefly, but Nana has passed her by to take the 6th spot, the Series 1 champion. Looks like Uno's starting to catch up a bit to Delu. But there's 15 laps to go. Oh, not even close there on that overtake attempt. Maybe here? Okay. Careful about the contacts. The Robin is racing, Robin is racing principle doesn't apply as well to open wheel racing as compared to stock car racing. I think the slightly lighter weight from the lack of the side pod is giving Uno a bit of an advantage. Probably same for Rurudo Lion. Tenjin Kotone, she's just lucky enough to be one of the few in the lead lap, so whatever. We're through 30. It's still all Delu. But Uno is starting to be a legitimate threat. Oh, look at that. Starting to cut into what was a massive lead for the triangle. She'll have 10 laps of action against Delu as she passes by Tomo. .636, the gap between these two now. Uno starting to show real speed. Here she comes! Up to P1! Watagashi Uno vying for her first win. Delu basically on cruise control for too long. Now she's gotta do the chasing. But Uno's starting to peel away too fast. Eight to go. And Delu's starting to run out of steam. The gap 2.722 now. So very close to her first win. Delu has 7 laps of chasing. She's gonna try pass Lily Hops first. Lily Hops in DM, actually. But Uno is way too far ahead. And here we go, 37 down, 5 to go, here at Mobility Resort Motegi. The gap is, I'm afraid, larger for Delu. Here comes Uno. Down to 4. If you're just joining, there was a bit of a mess early on. Several cars crashing out and one going into the void. Racing seems to have stabilized for much of the way, and Delu led for much of the race, but Uno struck back and finds herself leading. And she's peeling further and further away from Delu. Down to 3. Look at that! 206 miles per hour! This is fast speed for the Uno. Around the back stretch onto turns 3 and 4. And Watagashi Uno calls Uno! 1 card left in her hand, 1 lap left. There's just nothing Delu could do. Looks like we're going to have a second consecutive race with a first-time race winner. Here comes Uno, onto turn 4 and onto the front stretch. And that is it. Watagashi Uno is a first-time IndyCar race winner. She wins at Mobility Resort Motegi by roughly 1.151 seconds. Winning time, 22 minutes, 22 seconds, .754. Congrats to Watagashi Uno. Still a valiant effort, but still another fine performance on an oval. She'll take second as consolation. Ruruda Lion rounding out the podium in P3. So top 3 are Uno, Delutaya, and Rurudo. Okie dokie. So a lot of cars that did not even survive the whatever. And looks like Nemu and Sarway will be a DNF. Kiki will be a void, as 21 cars will score. Thankfully, 1010 is among the scorers. Let's see. update the medal counts, please. So Fallen Shadow, a win. Moriko Kyoho somewhere. And Kasa Tomoshika. And then Watagashi Uno, her very first win. Delutaya, another podium. Delutaya, there we go. And Rudo Lion somewhere. So we've completed 89 races so far in IndyCar. The next one, which will take place at Ansan, will be the 90th. As we mark down the points. Uno, Delutaya, Rudo, Kotone, Nana, Hime, Healthy, Diem, Tenten, Shalili, Kitanya, Hinata, Nina, Lily Hops, Pikami, Moriko, Nekorine, Nacho, Tomo, Ayami, Chibi, Vienna, Soya, Poya. Actually, Chibidoki will score Vienna accident and Soya Poya accident. Excuse me. Bao, accident, Nimu, DNF. Suzuki Hina will remain at 1 point. Kiki, Void, Saraway, DNF. And Ui and Himari, I am sorry to report accident. Those are your drivers. Those are your drivers, how they fared here. 5 absentees, 5 DNQs. Looks fine. Bonus point for Neko Kabiyama, wherever she is. There we go. 10. And the top two are still Moriko and Delu. Moriko and Delu. They're both tied for points at 120 apiece in the oval classification, but Delu has the edge because she has a first and a second in ovals. Moriko has a first and a third on ovals. So yeah, they're both on 120 points each. Kyoho leads overall, Delu second overall. So Kyoho 186, Delu 152, Hikasa Tomoshika 113, Fallen Shadow once again refuses to race on an oval 110. Miyakari 5th, 104, and Suzuki Hina still just a 1 point after 5 rounds. As we move on to Ansan Speedway, the would have been host of a champ car race in 05. So most series are 12 15-round races top. Most series are 12 15-round races top. Top 30 scoring most races that provide you finish in provide you finish Okay, so we're gonna race 18 laps at Ansan Speedway. Which is a 1.7 mile circuit. After this race, we'll have completed the halfway point of this series. This is apparently the track used for test laps in the Korean version of Top Gear. That's apparently what I've heard. Would have hosted a Champ Car race in '05, but that never came to fruition. But finally, we got to see some actual racing here. As we have a look at what's going on. Anyway, we're gonna load circuits. Sorry for the frequent pauses. I had to do a bit of reading in some threads, but here we are, about to begin. Did I set the number of laps right? Pretty sure I did. Yeah, it should be 18 laps. And here we are, and that looks right. Again, to make sure no cars look broken, and everyone looks fine. And naturally, Fallen Shadow does show up here, because she prefers the road courses. And let's see if we can actually get a track preview here. Let's say hello to Nina, I guess. Nina Saltame, another veteran here. Now, along straight away with a slight left-hand turn. Gotta be very careful on this hairpin turn, especially on the opening lap, because, as you know, cars might bunch up, especially on that turn. You gotta watch out there. Races can be won or lost, especially on the first turn of the circuit. Couple of right-hand turns. This course generally goes counterclockwise. You hopefully don't slip and slide here as you go around to these turns. Go around the dog leg and into the S's, because I don't know what else to call them. Go under the Bridgestone sign, and then after a couple of more turns, you reach the main grandstand and the pit area, and that's a lap here with Ansan. So I guess this is a prerequisite K-pop race for the series. And the grid looks fine as it is. Nina just barely manages to qualify. She'll start off 30th. Milayakari is a no-show. Nacho. No Nacho here. Milky, Annie, and Lumi. They failed to make the cut. And let's see who's pole this time. That's Amano Pikami of Bombs. An almost veteran, but she was absent from the 6 Series, but that's a only series absent so far. Picking me up pole, right beside... Of course it's Fallen Shadow! Of course! Man, Fallen Shadow would have been way up at the top if only she had if only she would race in ovals. Mia 3rd, Neko 4th, Kiki 5th. Rounding out the Fast 6 is Shigure Ui. Next is DM Lillian Bao. Saraway, Vienna, and Verudo. Kitanya, Natsume, and Tenten. Nimu, Ayami, and Snuffy. Hina, Chibidoki, and Healthy. Kotone, Koopa, and Himari. Tomohime and Uno. And Shiloli, Hinata, and Nina. So, Uno does qualify for this race, but will she be struck down by the previous race winner's curse? Only time will tell as we work through these 18 laps of action. Let's let everyone know that we're set to begin here. And music is up. Here we go. Finally, this circuit's getting to host some actual racing. 30 cars from the grid. We'll skip to like around here for a bit in the pace lap onto the S's. Otherwise, we take a while for the racing to start. Fallen Shadow starting in the front row, P2, alongside Amano Pikami as I go around the S's, and we are set to begin another crazy road course race. Here, Ansan, just a few miles away from Seoul in South Korea. Here we go for round number 6. Race is on. On to the hairpin turn. Relatively clean starts from everyone. Amazingly, I don't see any debris popping up now. I do. Fallen Shadow had a good start, but unfortunately she has lost her rear wing. Yeah, with unintentional contact by Pikami. So already a disaster early on for Shadow. She's gonna have to pit after this lap. And here's Suzuki Hina at 30th. For no good reason. So Shigure Ui has the lead. Lily Hopkins second. Kagrameya, road course specialists, making way to third. Careful, a bit of contact there. And yes, several cars are in pit lane, including Fallen Shadow. scanning through the grid for any bit of action. Lily Hopkins moves to the starts. As you know, she scored her 5th IndyCar win last series at New Jersey. 2nd time she won at New Jersey, and both times this league raced there. Wishing to extend her her lead in race wins among all members, hoping to get a 6th win. She's what you call an all-rounder. Won on a couple of ovals, won some road course races, even won on a roval when the series raced at the old 1970s Talladega Superspeedway road course, which is a roval course before Charlotte Motor Speedway became the roval. So you may be asking, hey Dago, is IndyCar going to race at the Charlotte Roval? Sorry, I tried to track in rFactor 1, but the starting grid is awkward, and there hasn't been any updates to the track since, and that track also couldn't work for IndieCar back when it was in rFactor 1, but there is the roval in NR 2003. That track worked fine, albeit I'm concerned of the software crashing. I did a test race in NR 2003 with that track. The racing was quite fine, but annoyingly the game crashed after the driver crossed the driver who finished 3rd crossed the finish line just after 3rd place crossed the start finish line. So I gotta keep that in mind and watch out on the possibility of possible game crashes when IndyCar goes there for the playoff stage of the 3rd season. Anywho, Lily Hops, Uwe, and Maya, your top 3. Lily Hops a 7-second lead over Uwe. Quite a couple of road course specialists. These two are road course specialists. Maya especially. Very good pass by Maya to move up to P2. Lily Hops the all-rounder. What track couldn't she conquer? Anyway, all 30 are still intact, and they're just trying to get used to whatever. Fallen Shadow is 23rd. Oh, look at that hole in her side pod. Or is that a hole in her side pod, or no? Probably just a scuff mark. Doesn't even matter at this point. We just want to focus on the racing here. Lily Hops. Seeing a lot of very good action on the circuit. On her mean green racing machine. So we're through 5 already. Still 13 more to work through. 21 cars are within the lead lap. Oh my goodness. Nemo got speared by 1010 and she is just almost lost it. Replay this. Yeah. It's the typical spear from behind gag. And that might as well put both drivers into the pit lane after this lap. Okay, well, we're a full third of the race through. We'll be classified after 3 more laps. Oh, we tried to chase after Maya somehow. Getting a bit closer now. But Maya starts to peel away. All 30 cars still intact. Around these 2 left-hand turns. Whoa, careful. Oh, he tried to make an attack. And it looks good! Positive result for Uwe. Goes back up to P2. The only problem is how far ahead is Lillyhops. 13.824! And Maya rebounds anyway. We've dropped down to 19 cars in the lead lap. Ball and Shadow isn't one of them, but she's just there to have fun. She just basically prefers her road races. Anyway, speaking of the next few rounds, tomorrow we'll be racing at Atlanta. We have another road race round at Salt Lake City. I forgot what that circuit is called, but it's a massive track, and it's even more massive if we've used a full course, so we're just going to race in the outer course. And then more short oval action at Phoenix. So Atlanta, Salt Lake City, and Phoenix scheduled for tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern on this channel for rounds 7 through 9 of this series. So be sure to mark on your calendars the next stream. And then the IndieCar finale is next Saturday, the 11th, again at 10 a.m. Eastern. The last 3 rounds taking place at Montreal, Chicagoland, and Sebring. And then the next day, the 12th, we'll have the next 2 rounds of the Formula Hollow World Championship on Assetto Corsa. I believe the next 2 rounds are staged at Barcelona and Baku. If my memory's good. Anyway, we're past 9 laps. This race will officially be marked as such. Official. Somehow we gained a driver in the lead lap. Anyway, no one hurts as far as I can tell. Still some close racing going on. As we scan to see how everyone's doing. You know, doing a pretty good job trying to avoid previous race winner's curse. Fresh off of her win at Twin Ring Motegi. Mobility Resort Motegi, as it's now called, excuse me. Lily's lead still massive. 10 down, 8 to go. Kagurumea now second. Stealing second from Ui. Ui third, Bao fourth, and Hanamori Healthy just behind Bao at fifth. Comes Hanamori Healthy. Very good for Healthy. Going up to P4 now. YD pole sitters for each race keep struggling in this league. Picking me 6th from the start of pole. Maya and Ui maybe starting to catch up to Lily Hops now. Yes, they are. Look at that. The gap has narrowed. Lily leads by how much now? Let's find out. 8.479 actually. But yeah, Lily Hop's lead has cut down a bit, although still a bit large. Man, Maya is peeling away from Ui. Maya is too far ahead of Shiguri Ui. Disaster has struck! Can you believe it? Oh, that's gonna hurt Lily's chances of winning. Being struck from behind by Fallen Shadow. Oh, can you believe it? We have a real development in our hands. Look at this! Another spearing! Oh, there goes hopes for a 6th win for Lily Hopkins. You would just hate to see it. No engine cover, no rear wing. Oddly enough, Lily Hops is still driving out. But she is tremendously wounded. Kagurumea seems to be given the advantage here now. Lily is slowing down substantially. Looks like she'll have to go into pit lane. And thus ruin her chances at a race win. Oh, but yeah, unfortunate. Got struck down by Fallen Shadow. And there she is, indeed, having to pit. Kagurumea, here she is. The bid is on for her, looking for a 4th win and an overall 12th podium. Most among all IndieCar members. Bow! Fighting per second with Ui. Ui goes wide and drops to 3rd. And Bao finds her way to P2. Kagurumea's lead 8 seconds. My goodness, Kagurumea again with her vast road course expertise. Going into the lead with 4 to go. Lily Hop's back out on the track, but I guess almost lapped now. Now she is lapped, or is she? Yes! Bao has found a clearing away from Uwe. No one immediately ahead of Maya. Well, the closest maybe Tenjin Katone. Lily Hopkins is just a bit behind Maya. We have a couple of cars being speared from behind and causing both the attacker and the attackee to pit. And so, can you believe it? And now Kagami has to pit. An IndieCar road course pit stop shuffle? What the actual retail flip? And now Pikami has to lead effective, Girl DM second, and Rudo third. Now we're seeing everything in IndyCar. Today we've had 2 first-time race winners, and here we have a pit stop shuffle that's not on an oval. This is just maddening stuff we're seeing here at Ansan, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, Nemu and Ayami and Nekorin are each 2 laps behind, at risk of not scoring this race. Penultimate lap at Ansan, led by Amano Pikami, looking for a 3rd IndyCar win. Four seconds ahead of Girl DM. Koopa's 3rd, Tomo's 4th, and Uno's 5th. Actually, they're both battling for 4th. Uno does make the pass to go up to 4th. Amano Pikami with a decent sized lead. No side pod for Koopa. Around the S's. And Pikami is staying out. She will meet the white flag. 1 to go here at Ansan. A healthy 6.389 second lead for Pikami of the Bombs Racing Project. Around a couple of right-hand turns. And on the outside, onto the dogleg. Into the S's. Just the S's left, and that should be it. And that's the race. Amana Pekami wins it on some. That is race win number 3 for the Vols member. Girl Diem, second place. And Snuffy steals third. Honda, Chevy, and Chevy are top 3. Pekami, Girl Diem, and Snuffy. That's your top 3 at Ansan. Tomo 4th, Kitania 5th, Maya will have to settle for 6th. And the rest are nondescript. Winning time 22:30.63. And the last few drivers to finish. Oh, unlucky for Lilyhops. Got speared by a Fallen Shadow. But will still finish 16th mid-pack. Still finish within the lead lap. And Nemu, Nekarine, and Ayami will not score this race. They will not be classified. The rest will. And that's the race, ladies and gentlemen. Pekami, Diem, and Snuffy, your top 3 at Ansan. As we update the medal counts. So Pekami a 3rd win. 6 overall top 3 finishes. Girl Diem makes the podium. Back in the podium once again. And Snuffy. Still yet to get a race win, but that's her 4th overall podium, and we're finished with 90 races in IndyCar. 90 IndyCar races have been completed in 8 series so far. I don't know what a journey it's been. Rudo, Koopa, Himehina finish right next to each other. They are Ui, Katane, Uno, Chibi, Himari, Vienna, Natsume, Shadow. Well, congrats to Uno. She avoids the previous race winner's curse. She finishes in the points. Hinata finishes 27th, and that's the scores. As Nemu, Nekarine, and Ayami fail to score. You gotta finish at least 90% race distance, and that's nowhere even close to 90% for these 3. Let's lock in the points, and we'll wrap up for today. There's the file. There you are. There's the file. And it all looks good. All looks good to me. 27 scoring, and yeah, Pekami from pole. Finally, a pole sitter wins a race. Finally, a pole sitter wins a race. A full 71 points for Pekami. Much needed on the circuit. Points! Fallen Shadow continues to lead in the Road and Street classification. And Moriko still leads overall. Moriko still leads overall. Delu second, Tomo third. So Moriko 186, Delu 152, Tomo 149, Girl DM 127. Hurry 1010 moves into the top 5 with 114, and that's your top 5. And we have two drivers. Both on 10 points. But I'm afraid it's currently 40th out of 40. You hate to see that, because she has a lower best finish than Suzuki Hina, who sits on 39th anyway. That's it for today. Alright, that's it for today. So let's feature Uno's car. I don't think we have featured her here. So remember, tomorrow we're going to be racing at Atlanta, Salt Lake City, and Phoenix for round 7 through 9 of the 8 Series Championship. And, what can I say? Fallen Shadow, Uno, congratulations. First time race winners here. Pikami, a 3rd race win. Yeah. A lot of crazy things that happened here today, and I'm glad that a lot of people came to watch all this. Anyway, I got nothing else to say on the matter. Please have a great rest of your day. We'll see you again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern for more IndyCar racing action for races 7 through 9 and stuff like that there. Okay, that's all. That's all for me. I got stuff I have to do and I have to run, so yeah. Take care, everyone. See you all tomorrow. Otsudag.